How you doing? So today, what I wanted to talk about, continue talking about, is VA benefit reductions. I just previously stated what static is, so check out the previous video in regards to it. But we're going to talk about in this video VA benefit reductions. But before I continue, please do me the favor, subscribe to the channel, hit the alert button next to the subscribe channel, and at the same time notifications. Dislike the video, and comment on it. And if you guys wish to continue a conversation in regards to your situation, either email me or continue commenting through the video, and I'll keep replying back. All right. So let's continue. Today, what I want to mention are unprotected benefits and protected benefits. How do I know about this? These are things that I research. I contact organizations, things that I wish to be informed of, because why I'm under this category, and I want to stay on top of my benefits. I want to make sure that I am protected, and how do you become protected? You have to find, avenues in regards to becoming protected with your benefits. So one of the things that is unprotected, that you can follow is your disability rating under 100% is unprotected. You are also unprotected if your disability rating is no longer than 5 years. So if you haven't received that fifth year CMP reexamination or that reevaluation, then you are at a risk of getting reduced, based on what you have been doing, to continuing with your appointments or anything of that nature. So, those are unprotected benefits. And if they're not static, meaning that your rating can no longer be moved. So I listen to the video previous to this. But if they're not static, so let's say you are at 90%, and your ratings, they a combination of all your ratings give you 90%, and they're not static. They can be reevaluated at any time, and the reevaluation sometimes, from what I do know, because it has happened to other veterans, every 5 years they get reevaluation. Or you can see a reevaluation on a 2-year basis, between 2 to 5 years, depending on what the VA wants to do, and it's up to them, if they feel like that you're doing any better, if you're not going to your appointments, and they decide, let me audit this kid, let me review his file, or someone says something, someone contacted the VA and said, all right, well, this is what's going on, I've caught him doing this, based on that, they decide to look at your file and reevaluate, go over everything you're doing. And if you're not going to appointments, and they see that someone called you out, or whatever it is, whatever the situation is, you can get audited on your review, if it's less than 5 years, and there will be a reevaluation of your rating. So those are unprotected benefits. So yeah, your rating can be reduced in regards to that. The other one I wanted to talk about is protected benefits. The protected benefits are, if a veteran is permanently disabled with a disability rating of 100%, the veteran is 55 years or older, the veteran has a static disability, meaning that it doesn't matter that it's 100%. If you're 90% and your ratings are static, that means that you're protected. Your service connections are protected, and they won't ever go away. Your rating stays the way it is forever, and you won't have a CMP exam on those service connections. Yes, you can have a CMP exam on another connection that's not static, but the ones that are static, you're protected. So a static disability is a condition that will not improve, such as blindness or loss of a limb. That's just an example, blindness or loss of a limb. There are other ones that can be IBS, carpal tunnel, your back. Once you've reached the maximum rating for that service connection, and if it's not getting any better, it's up to the doctor if they want to make it static. The other protected benefits are a veteran has been receiving disability for longer than 5 years with the same disability rating, and then a veteran has been receiving disability for longer than 20 years. So that is the 5, 10, and 20-year rule, which I will explain in another video. So that's what I mean by protected benefits. Now, other things that would be able to affect your benefit reductions, your VA benefit reductions, are you become incarcerated. Now, let's say you become incarcerated due to, let's say PTSD or whatever it is that you're incarcerated for, and your ratings are not static. Your other ratings, such as back, let's say you have combination ratings of, um, let's say back, carpal tunnel, IBS, PTSD, and PTSD, based on your what you have done, landed you, to be incarcerated. Um, the other ones might get affected, and those disability ratings higher than 20% might get lowered by the VA to a 10% or whatever they decide to give you. It can be taken away because you are incarcerated. There are others that, let's say let's say none of them are static. Your VA, it's up to the VA. They can't take away your disability, your ratings or your service connections, if you are locked up or incarcerated. There is an actual law in regards to this. So the other one that protects you, if you are a veteran and you do have a run-in with the law, we do go by a different jail system. So, pros and cons to the way the government takes care of us in regards to incarceration. So, again, that's part of VA benefit reductions. What I want to continue on are the other ones. So, going back real quick before to the federal time. The way this works is, if a veteran is in local, state, or federal prison for more than 60 days while receiving veterans disability, the VA can reduce your benefits. So think about your actions in regards to that. Now let's continue. The way reexaminations work. You can be asked to attend a reexamination at any time by the VA, if they feel like your disability needs to be reevaluated. And the way it works is, it depends on some of the cases. The VA will put you in a period of hospital observations, and this can be done with PTSD. So let's say you do have an alcoholic problem, and you are in for PTSD, and you continue letting them know that you're an alcoholic, and you're drinking on a day-to-day basis. They might ask you or will ask you to do an AA program, and might do it through the VA, and you will have to do it, it based on your service connection, and if you're not static, or if you're not permanent total, these are things that you will have to abide by in order to continue with your rating, to keep it at the way it is. Just because you say you're an alcoholic or you drink yourself every day, to sleep or anything like that, doesn't mean that it will get you 100%. Again, I stated the differences between 50, 70, and 100% in another video, when I first started the channel. So take a look at that. But drinking yourself to sleep or anything like that, and it's just an example. These are an example of what hospital observation can be. So the VA will send veterans to these examinations or observations to determine if the disability rating and benefits matches the severity of their disability. So be careful, in regards to the way these re-examinations are. The other ones are scheduled re-examinations, and these are the ones that I was telling you that it can be 2 to 5 years. It can be it is from the original date of approval for VA benefits. So the VA will evaluate your conditions once you are approved to determine if scheduling a future examination is necessary. Now, the notice of reexamination, the way this works is the VA, if the VA didn't schedule for reexamination with you, they are required by law to inform you in advance that you need to go for a reexamination. And receiving a note, you will receive a notice to attend a reexamination by means of the VA when they have reviewed your medical files. So remember when I stated that if they feel the need, let's say someone snitched you out or whatever it is, maybe you did something that doesn't coincide with your service connection or your disability, and someone questions it, there are people out there that will contact the VA and say something in regards to this, and if your medical file gets audited or reviewed, you might be scheduled or notified in regards to a reexamination. So you know make sure that you always state in regards to what is going on, and if your disability hasn't improved, then you're in this category. Your disabilities are not static. You don't fall under the 55 years and under, or you don't fall under the longer than 5 years rule. Or what else did I mention? If you're not at 100% a permanent total, you can be reevaluated for your rating. All right, guys. So yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. I'm gonna make a. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna make a review in regards to an interview in regards to one of my guys that's static, and he's at 100%, and what he's still working with. So stay tuned for that. All right, guys. Take care. Bye bye.